like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Yeah, I need it now, told him on the lay. I've been moving, dog, yeah, I'm on the way. I don't hear the talk, don't care what they say. I don't got no patience, I can't ever wait. I've been trying to get it, running up all these digits. And I've been in the gym, I've been up doing minutes. I just put in that work, told them it's strictly business. And I see through the face, they all just burning bridges. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Yeah, they don't want it, dog, like I want it, dog. Yeah, they say they want it, then they took the summer off. I've been going down the list, checking numbers off. I was checking on your numbers, told them something's off. I was at the bottom, now you know I'm climbing. Now they sending deals, they know I ain't signing. They been trying to sell it, they know I ain't buying. When they send a text, dog, I ain't replying. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell.
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the f is it? They should have had them two bells ready. Space shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test, now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threat, so nobody's into me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in mine, yeah.
Hey, yo, Jay, can we get some ratchet one time?
Phone started jumping, what a day. Swear to God I need it, now I can't afford to wait. I just had a fan hit me up from Kuwait. Told him this would happen, now we not a minute late. Seen them down bad, now they tryna hate. Same ones try to hit me for the raise. Got a mill, now they coming with a blaze. Check the numbers, fam, I swear I'm getting paid. I'm a Don just like the Perrier. It's one time when I'm looking at a face. On the low like I'm pushing up the bass. Told him come down and I'll meet him at a gate. Got a check and I bought myself a place. They get some money and they blow it on bait. I don't flex but I'm pushing all the weight. Told them all I swear I got it's what it takes. Phone started jumping, what a day. Swear to God I need it, now I can't afford to wait. I just had a fan hit me up from Kuwait. Told him this would happen, now we not a minute late.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On the road, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob, said, yo, boss at Darren Does Things is in the house. Now we can start. Shout out to Darren Does Things and Rob the Crypto Snob. But what is going on, everybody? We got another amazing show for you tonight. We're going to be breaking down Bitcoin as technically we're getting a little bit of a drop to the downside right now. However, in the grand scheme of things, guys, we are just kind of in the same spot we were yesterday. So I want to talk about the price. Actually, technically, we're seeing what we were looking for yesterday play out right now as we were looking at that potential inverse head and shoulders forming. And in order to get that, we needed another drop to the downside to hit some very, very key levels. So we're going to go over that. What is the possibility of that actually occurring? Are we going to get a move to get that full inverse head and shoulders for a big move up, or are we simply going to lose those levels and watch that higher time frame money flow play out to the downside? I'm going to break it down all for you guys tonight. And shout out to you guys. I just finished shooting a video, guys, going over a little scalp position that we actually took this morning, talking about exactly what I was looking at to actually catch that entry. This is one of the most common questions I've been getting is, Frankie, I understand the analysis, I understand the volume profiles, but I want to know, you always say wait for that key level to get hit and then look for those confirmations to enter. What are those confirmations? Please fill me in. So in that video, we go over some Lux algo confirmations that I like to see. It's a pretty saucy video, so stick around for that. Probably going to be dropping that tomorrow, so keep a lookout for that. It's going to be a super saucy video. And with that being said, shout out to the Mafia. Don't forget to smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get gives you guys some extra chances to win some free crypto. We're already giving away like 3 Frankie Candles hats. We're giving away some free XRP as well as either 10 or 20 bags of ADA. We'll either do 10 big bags or bigger bags or 20 smaller bags. Probably 10 bigger bags because it'll take us all day to do 20. But yeah, smash up that like button. Every 100 likes helps you guys win some more free stuff. And before we jump into the charts, shout out to John Bucci, my paisan. What is going on, bro? Thank you for tuning in. We got B Team Crypto as always. Good to see you. Shouting out French Toaster. Good to see you as well, brother. We got Caesar in the chat, said smash that like button. Let's go, family. Caesar said it, not me. Shout out to Caesar. We got Darren Does Things. Thank you for all you do in the premium Discord for us. Shout out to Darren Does Things. We got Reaper in the chat. And then shout out to Pastrana. What is going on, bro? Good to see you. We got Servando Estrada. We got Tony D. Says, I'm here too. I don't know who this guy is. I don't know how he got a wrench, guys. But Rob, Tyler, Crypto Billy, Anon, Kembro, can somebody get that guy's wrench out of here? But anyway, guys, with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts and try to figure out what's going to happen next here on this crazy thing they call Bitcoin. And here's that Tony guy again. Says, hey, I'm here for signals. Yeah, we got to ban that. Yeah, shout out to Tyler Durden. Thank you for that, bro. Banned. Get him out of here. Shout out to Tony D. But let's go ahead and jump on into the charts, guys. Here we go. So here we are on, believe it or not, the Bitcoin chart. And as you guys know, yesterday, we were looking at a potential inverse head and shoulders potentially looking to form here. And this is where we were talking about a potential drop below that value area low. Now, I am not necessarily super not panicking. I mean, I wouldn't even panic if we were dumping here, let's be honest. But I am not necessarily like freaking out right now looking for much lower incoming, at least as of yet. As you guys know, there are some things on the higher time frames potentially calling for a bigger pullback here, and we'll go over those as well very briefly because it's basically been the only thing we've been looking at as it's the only information on the chart right now. But obviously, guys, we are starting to slip this little local, or not local, but this more macro value area that we've been trading in for now. Let's update the number here. Officially 70 days, 2 hours and 30 minutes of absolutely brutal sideways action. So, this is absolutely brutal, at least for the YouTube content. Obviously, we could trade the heck out of this. Crushing this in the Discord. Actually caught a nice little scalp long here, which is, you guys will see the video tomorrow where I cover exactly what I was looking at to catch that trade, but it was a scalp that we were looking at in the premium Discord. Fell just short of a TP, but it did move plenty to make some money. So shout out to the Mafia in the premium Discord. But with all that being said, guys, I will get to the super chats in just a second, guys. But, I want to talk about this because, as you know, yesterday we were looking at the possibility of potentially forming an inverse head and shoulders here, which probably would have called, right, well, as what we were looking at, for a pull below this volume profile, which is not why I'm not necessarily panicking just yet. But we do have some key levels down just below. And I want to show you guys kind of where we could be potentially headed next. And let me actually just pull up XO charts really quickly because I want to pull up a specific key level here. Let me go ahead and hide these. So we do have a key level here, which is sitting at about $61,000. You can see this little yellow line here. I'm not going to cover exactly what we're looking at here. These are basically just really strong levels of support or important levels that you want to keep an eye on. This one's really short. Shout out to Dave Digital. Thank you for this. I'm coming back to the super chats, guys, but Dave Digital said, I have a secret. Shout out to Dave Digital. Go ahead. Spill the tea, my man. Shout out to Dave. Oh, God, man. Shout out to Dave, bro. I appreciate that. But yeah, you got to tell us the secret. But anyway, I do want to mark this out on the chart because this is a significant level that we want to keep our eye on. And as we are approaching it pretty quickly, it is going to be important to mark out here. So it is at about $61,000 even. So let me go ahead and grab our horizontal ray. Come on over here. And we will change the coordinates to $61,000 even. And then we'll label that daily naked point of control because that is what the level actually is. And this is just sitting just below us. So if we do continue down here, this could be that next level we're looking to come to and tap. And potentially, if we are going to put in a inverse head and shoulders here, we could watch for a bounce here. Now, guys, I want to be very clear. This is here. But this is simply just something I take into consideration. I am not making any trading decisions based off of this. Even the little scalp long that we were taking in the premium Discord earlier had nothing to do with this inverse head and shoulders. If anything, that inverse head and shoulders was fighting against us because that was a very low time frame scalp long. Not looking for that to really play out very big. Just looking for a little pop to the upside. I usually look for about 1% before I actually look to take profit. So we only need that little bit of a move. But nonetheless here, it could potentially form, and that daily naked point of control may be one of the levels to keep an eye on. Now, once we break this daily naked, I will say if we pull our fib from the low to the high here, in my opinion, guys, this is probably going to be like the last line of defense. If we do not come down and put that, right shoulder in on this golden pocket, like even if we slip to the value area low potentially, you are getting pretty close to invalidating, but if you do put in that higher low here and we get that head and shoulders, it could potentially happen down here. However, in my own personal opinion, this is not, this is kind of the line in the sand, right? Once we come down here and we start losing this 786, this is where we're probably going to get the bigger move to the downside. And, to be honest, the key levels to the downside, for the most part, remain almost exactly the same here. I will pull up the VPVR so we can visualize it together. But as you guys know, the next real key level of support that I am looking at to the downside is in the 50s. So let me go ahead and pull this down, right? So there are kind of a lot of levels that we can look at here. But, first off, if I just take off all the ranges, right, and we get rid of this his Fibonacci, which is clean up the chart here, even take off Market Cipher B, you guys can see here there isn't really much below us. Once we start breaking this key level right here at 57,000, this is also in line with that lower volume profile, which is where we were looking for the next long position once we came down here. Simply put, we came down to that value area low. We got back above it, looked for it to go to the POC and the value area high, and pretty simply rejected that value area high. This is why I love the volume profile so much, obviously, because they are respected so beautifully. And another thing we're going to talk about the bearish case here in a second, but notice that daily naked point of control is also in perfect confluence with the POC of this range. So to be quite honest, once we start losing that level, and this is why this level is so important, once we lose that, very likely to come down to that value area low, which is not quite there. It's like right here. And then, if we pull that same fib that we were just looking at, you can see that 786 is in confluence with that value area low, right? So once we start losing that level, guys, this is, in my opinion, going to be where we are likely to get that bigger move to the downside. And if we zoom out here and look at the VPVR, you guys can see, there we go. I was waiting for the volume to spawn here. The next level that we have any kind of spike in volume is going to be sitting here at about 54,583. So, I'll be honest, I wouldn't really put much weight on this level. Not that I wouldn't be looking for scalps here, right? If we come down here, I will look for potential scalp longs. But for the most part, guys, this isn't really the biggest level, to be honest. That bigger zone that we've been looking at sitting down here between about 50, let me see. I think I have this actually marked out. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Maybe I don't. Let's see here. I guess I don't. But yeah, I guess I deleted it. But obviously, this higher volume node sitting right here, I would call this between about $52,630 and about $51,000. Between 52 and 51K is kind of what I've been saying. This is going to be kind of the next significant level of support. So even if we come down here, I'm not necessarily, unless I get some kind of crazy confirmations to take a big trade, not as interested in this level at 54.5 as I am down here at between 53 and 51. Now, again, it's important to look at both of these, right? Because if we do wind up coming down, putting in another lower low here, and we do get a reaction off of this level, this could be where we bounce. There's nothing saying that we can't bounce here. But just looking at the chart here, it is, in my opinion, that if we do break down, I would much prefer to come down to this level to take a bigger trade, just because of simply, right, not only you have a high volume node here, right, which is the way that the volume profile will represent that there was a lot of volume traded there, but you can also visualize this with your own eyes by seeing that we have built value down here as we were ranging around sideways, right? So this, there's much more price action here than we have right here, right? We've only got clung up on this level for a little bit before smashing right through it. But here we actually clung to this level and built some value down here, making this a much higher volume node. And in my own personal opinion, a much, much, much more reliable level of support. But, it doesn't make it impossible to bounce off that 54.5 level. But I just want to kind of bring that up, for the most part, pretty big gap all the way down to that 51, 52K level. So, and this is all stuff that we've been looking at for ever, right? Ever since we've been kind of ranging around sideways within this range. These are all the same levels, right? So I'm not really going to beat the dead horse here. You guys know I love animals. Yo, shout out to Blair. Thank you for that. That is wild. Shout out to Blair321. That is eerily similar to one of my good childhood friends' gamer tags when we were children. It's not quite there, but that is wild. That is that close. But shout out to you, man. Says, if 52K doesn't hold, is the bull market over? In my opinion, this would not necessarily mark the end of the bull run. However, here's the thing, right? At this point in the market, guys, a lot of people, right? You have to understand. I want to walk you guys through a little bit of the psychology of how these markets work, especially in crypto, right? And I'll be honest, even a lot of the the beginners in crypto, the people who are new to crypto, even the people who are experienced in crypto, I notice play alongside that kind of like super. Let me explain, right? So right now, obviously, we have gotten a massive run up on Bitcoin, right? We basically gone up, 384%, give or take the little bit that I missed here, right? 380%, we'll call it. Massive run to the upside. And now everybody, and I'm not, shout out to Blair, I'm not saying you're one of these people. And even if you are one of these people, there's no derogatory, I am just saying this as a matter of fact. I'm not throwing shade at anyone at all. Trust me, all of the things that I talk about on this channel, even if it's like, hey, new people in the market will get scared, right? Like, I'm not calling you scared. I'm speaking from experience, right? I used to be like that. And my goal here is to help you guys grow and move above that kind of general retail sentiment and like try to see the market for what it actually is rather than just get spooked out when things look bearish. And I just want to talk about this for 1 second, right? We had this massive run up on Bitcoin, and we are basically at the point, and I'm going to give you guys my personal story here. When we were coming down, in this, during this big dump here, right? This is where I essentially started DCAing into the market. I talk about this all the time. What I used to DCA into the market was the weekly money flow crossover into the red. Now, I didn't just start DCAing in immediately, but I knew that traditionally the bear markets were started by the money flow crossovers in the weekly, right? You come over here. Once you get that money flow crossover, not that they're started by the money flow crossovers, but, once that money flow crosses over into the red, you get a big capitulation. And then if you were buying, and I'm not going to go over this too much because I talk about it a lot, weekly money flow in the red, you would have bought the bottom of the bear market, right? Come all the way back here, weekly money flow in the red, you would have been buying the bottom of the bear market, right? Right before the big run up and right before the big run up, right? So I use this exact same strategy for this actual bear market, right? Money flow crosses over into the red. Obviously, we were not very far down from the top. Typically, Bitcoin will drop about 70-ish, 75%. And at that point, during this crossover, we were nowhere near down 70%, really. And then you could see we dumped down 77% here. And then, once we got this last capitulation, we had money flow in the red. And this is where I started not only DCAing into the market, but also starting to let my friends know, let my family know, hey, guys, I feel obligated to tell you as somebody who literally stares at charts 24/7 and works in crypto, I am buying. And I'm buying altcoins, right? I actually bought altcoins a little bit later. But, I said that in a group chat, and everybody, like, no one really paid attention to it, right? I maybe got one answer, like, thanks. But no one was really interested, right? It wasn't until, not until after this, but it wasn't really until, like, on this run-up and beyond. It was like from here where people started calling me saying, should I buy Bitcoin? Should I? Honestly, it was the ETF, right? Once that ETF started to pump, everyone's like, oh my God, should I buy? The ETF got approved. Is it going to $1 million? And thank God, I was honest with them. I said, listen, this is super bullish news. I think we could go higher, but in my opinion, like, this is more likely to correct first. So I don't want to tell you to buy the top of a wick. And this is basically where I was telling people, where were you when I was screaming for you to buy down here? Why you hitting me up now? And this is, a lot of people bought not only, after this, a lot of people bought the top, right? So if we got to drop down to, say, 50K, and I'll be honest with you, shout out to Blair, even if we got to move, and you guys know we've been looking at this, we also have some levels down here at around $42,000, right? Like this basically this volume profile right here is a huge area of support that I'm looking at. And even if we were to correct down to there, I am not screaming for a massive bear market, but I will tell you this. Everybody will be in shambles, especially because a lot of the retail bought up here, right? A lot of people are buying on the breakout. They're like, oh my God, new all-time high. I guess it's time to get into crypto. And then they buy the top. So, as we, just be ready, because even if we pull the 51K, people are going to be freaking out. Imagine if we went to 41, 42, right? And I'm not saying this is guaranteed to happen, but in my opinion, this is not out of the question. I would really love to come down to 41, 42. I don't know if that's likely. I think 51, 52 is a little bit more probable, but none of these are impossible, and both of these would not make me just think that the bull market is over. I do think that, although I don't really see, hey, Wick 589, what is going on, bro? Thank you for being here. I see you, brother. But this would not make me think that the bear market is upon us, right? Like, this likely wasn't the run up for this bull run. But I will say this. I don't know if this cycle is going to play out exactly how people think it is, right? And I could be wrong, too, just to be fully transparent. It's not financial advice. I'm just some crazy guy on YouTube screaming into a microphone. And sure, maybe we make some money trading and stuff. But, take that for what it's worth. I'm not a financial advisor. But you just have to understand that, like, people get very emotional, especially in crypto, right? And all these people that bought up here, they see these drops. It is likely to cause a big capitulation, right? Like, we start coming down. People get scared. Oh, my God, we start breaking 50K. They're like, oh, my God, it's going back to zero. All that retail is going to get spooked out, but we do not want to get spooked out with that, right? I am not selling any of my spot bags if we start dumping, right? Now, would I take some profit on some bigger swing trades, which may be like, on some bigger swing trades up here so I could buy back down lower? Sure. But my long-term investments, guys, I have long-term bags that I'm looking to hold into 2025, right? Those bags, I am not looking to sell that. I am a day trader, a swing trader, a scalper. I trade enough to the point where I like to hold my long-term investment and not think about it, right? Like, this is like, I don't even care if Bitcoin went back down to 30K. Now, if we were sitting at 30K, would I be sitting there like, oh, man, I wish I sold the top and bought back lower? Yes, of course, right? Everyone thinks that, but you can't go off of that because it's like saying, I always tell people this. If you missed a move, right, or you missed a trade, that is none of your business, right? That's almost like I love when people are like, oh, I had my line here. And this is good if you're trying to practice TA and confirm your skill of technical analysis. This is great. But people will be like, I had my line here and it bounced right off my line. I should have taken the trade. I would have made $1,500 today. And it's like, not like that means nothing, right? Because that's like me saying, oh man, if I played the lottery and picked those numbers, I would have made $1 million. But you didn't, right? So it's just any missed move is none of your business. And this is why my longer term bags, I'm holding them, right? And as we come down, I mean, I did spend a lot of my dry powder buying lower, but I do still have some dry powder here that I will try to buy some dips, probably mostly on altcoins. But to answer your question, Blair, this would not cause a bear market. This would not be an official bear market, in my opinion. Even if we came down to 42K, I think this could be a nice level of support, and I still would not be completely freaking out if I see these levels. So just keep that in mind. But just understand that the sentiment in the crypto space, right, is probably going to be like fear, fear that like we have never seen before. Like, people are going to be like, oh my God. But remember, in my own experience, everybody who asked me about crypto all wanted to buy up here, and they were uninterested in buying down here, right? So those are the people that are getting scared out. The people, the big players, the smart money, and I'm not calling myself smart money. By smart money, I mean big money, right? And I don't want to say we're not guppy money, but we're definitely not like BlackRock money. That's for sure, right? So, with that being said, all the smart people are buying low when everybody is scared, right? And when everyone is scared here, like, just understand who's going to be selling. That doesn't mean we can't go to zero, right? Like, I have to say that. Not that I'm not of course I'm not a financial advisor, but it will cause a lot of fear. But just understand who that fear is coming from, right? I am sitting on my hands like, wee, come on, baby. I'm rooting for 42. If we come down to 51, 52, I'm rooting to come into the 40s because I want to buy more, right? My bigger fear. It is really funny, right? Like, my fear, if I have any, right, is more, oh my God, is this thing ever going to come down so I could buy another dip? I want to buy another dip. That's my fear. But everyone else's fear is, oh my God, I don't want to go down. So just take that for what it's worth. If we dump, Frankie Candles is like, I'm drooling. My mouth is watering. And I got my knife, my fork, and my plate, and my napkin, and my bib, and I'm ready to go. And my Aztec King Cactus Moss Water, and I'm ready to go, right? I'm not scared. I'm looking to buy the dip. But to be honest, the scarier situation, in my opinion, is to just rip back up from here. Now, again, my bags are packed, but I really would prefer to get some kind of a correction. And to be honest with you, we do have those. I'll go over the bearish case here real quick because it's just on topic. Monthly red dot, as we are also pretty overbought here on the monthly as well on Market Cipher B. With that red dot, would not be unlikely to give us some kind of pullback. And then taking a look at the weekly as well. Money flow. Now, I'm not really expecting this money flow to cross into the red, but once we come on over to the 2-day and the daily, obviously, guys, this money flow is coming out. This is something we've been covering very, very often recently because it's like the only thing on the chart. But this money flow coming out on the 2-day, VWAP is looking to print that red dot. And then also our daily money flow is also coming out and now crossed over into the red. Remember, guys, the money flow indicates the longer-term trend, right? I say this all the time, but I'm going to say it one more time for anybody new here. When you see money flow cross over into the red, This indicates the longer-term trend, and it doesn't even have to cross over. When you see money flow coming out, it can indicate a longer-term trend, right? This is why we anticipated the lower high here and took the short that I'm still holding from this level right here. This had a lot to do with money flow coming out. We also scalp longed this move right here, and this is how you could be bullish and bearish at the same time as long as you understand the context. And if you guys have any questions about how to find context in the market, Frankie, you always say context. The volume profile gives you context. What do you mean by this? It's very hard, right? Well, the hardest part of my job is trying to tell people, hey, I think we could bounce, and then 5 minutes later we're looking at a different time frame and it looks bearish. And they're like, what the heck? This guy's bullish over here. He said he's in a long position, but he's also in a short position. How is that possible? It's all because of context, right? I am short from up here, and then we can also take very small scalp longs, right? So money flow, when it crosses into the red, indicates the longer-term trend. The red and green dots that you see here indicate the noise in the market, right? And simply put here, guys, this is actually pretty valuable, as there's really not much to look at on the chart here right now. I just want to talk about this because if you're using Market Cypher, this can really help you out a lot. The reason that I was open to taking a short at that POC, and I know I covered this recently, but the reason why I was willing to take a short here at the POC was simply because money flow was coming out on the daily. And while I was taking that short and talking about it on the live stream, we had some people that were saying, oh, man, like, you just got a green dot on the daily. Like, money flow's coming back up here. Why are you shorting? Like, you're an idiot. Why would you short here? It's a bull market. Like, this thing's going to 100K, and this idiot's shorting, right? And then that's okay, right? That's just simply, you need to understand the context, right? So that green dot indicated the bounce, but because money flow was coming out, we knew it was likely to put in this lower high to continue our downtrend. And by using the same exact technique or theory, if this money flow wave does come deeper into the red, we have to potentially anticipate another low to come in, which is why I'm even entertaining these lower levels down here, because Market Cypher and the money flow specifically is technically pointing in that direction. And unless we get some kind of crazy fake out on money flow, which I wouldn't even say is that unlikely at this point in the cycle, unless we get some kind of fake out on money flow back into the green, this is more likely going to give us a continued downtrend. And this is how you could stay out of bad positions. And again, it doesn't mean you can't long right now, but you just have to understand that the longs that you take are going to be in the context of a lower time frame, because you're not going to want to fight necessarily this money flow coming out. And on top of that, more locally, we have a fresh red dot, right? So the trend, money flow indicates the trend, and then your green dot, right? Push to the upside. Red dot, push to the downside. Green dot, push to the upside. Red dot, push to the downside. Green dot, push to the upside. These red and green dots indicate the noise in the market. These are the scalpable moves in the context of the daily, right? If you're looking at the daily. You can get these little ebbs and flows in the market represented by the red and green dots, but overall, the thought is that you're going to be more likely to hit on your shorts because your money flow is trending out, making it more likely to continue the downtrend. And that is simply how it works, right? Whether this money flow fakes out or not is another whole nother story. But, if we are going to anticipate this to play out as you would assume it would by the information given here on the indicator, you would expect another lower low to come, which could potentially push us down to these lower levels, right? Again, coming in between 54.5 and then next zone between 52 and 51K for the most part. Technically between 52,630 and 50,988. So there you go, guys. Those are the key levels that I'm watching. And just more locally, you have the red dot here on the daily on top of your money flow on the 90-minute coming to the downside, right? And oftentimes this will give you, I was talking about this in the premium Discord earlier, as we were taking a scalp long, literally saying, hey guys, looking for this scalp long. It's in play. It was in profit. But hey, I'm not really looking for this to play out in a big way for the reasons that I just explained, right? And one of those big reasons was the 90-minute money flow crossing over into the red on top of that daily red dot. And when you have that daily red dot and the 90-minute money flow crossing over into the red, this can sometimes give us a significant move to the downside, or in the context of this, potentially just that move down to the daily naked point of control. So there are reasons to come down a bit more here, guys. But again, in my opinion, until we lose that value area low, which I will show one more time before we get into the altcoins, until we come, and again, right, like I would be using this, this range as context, right? Because we bounced off the value area low. Shout out to the premium Discord. right? Up to the POC, up to the value area high. This is where you look for shorts, right? Then you come back down, and where are we going to be likely headed? Right to that POC, right? So once we lose that POC, if we do make it back down to this value area low, this is the last line of support, in my opinion, until we get down to those lower levels in the 50s or lower 50s, right? So that's basically what I'm looking at. So I'm using this as context. Maybe we look for scalp longs down here, but once you start losing that, probably going to come down to those lower levels. And it would make sense because of what we just explained on that daily money flow, right? Green dot comes in to make a lower high, and then another lower low, right? And this red dot may be the thing to do it. If we're going to see it happen, this daily red dot with a 90-minute money flow crossover and the 2-day red dot about to print may be the... Oh, there it is. There it is live on the Frank Candles YouTube channel. 2-day red dot printed. History being made. I'm kidding. We get 2-day red dots all the time. But this would all make sense with the money flow, right? So again, unless we get a complete fake out, I think it is more likely to at least come down to that value area low. And if we break down below that, probably going to be looking at some of these lower levels. We need that fake out. If you want Bitcoin to go up, you need to pray for that money flow fake out on the daily. Please, for the love of God, do what we did back here, right? On the daily at least, right? Do what we did back here. Fake into the red and go back into the green. But I would say, as far as the TA goes, as far as the charts go, if we don't come down here and finish that head and shoulders, which that would kind of invalidate it, but if we don't finish that head and shoulders or inverse head and shoulders and get that move up and we start losing this level, definitely going to play out. I think at that point, once we lose this value area low, like that daily money flow fake out is just not going to happen. So that's what we're looking at on Bitcoin, guys. Again, nothing really too new. And there we go. Daily naked point of control tapped. No, so close to getting tapped. Come on, push it down there. Push it down there. So there you go. But that's what I'm looking at. And again, the two ranges I am looking at for context are simply going to be the lower range between 65,528 and 68K or $68,071. And then that upper range is sitting right here between 62,150 and almost 69.8, right? So there you go. And I cannot unsee this. I'm not going to lie. So there you go. Those are the key levels, and that's what I'm expecting. Does look a little bit more bearish, in my opinion, as far as the charts go. So there you go. All right, let's go ahead and move on here, guys. Let's see. Yeah, shout out to Crypto Crabman. Said big money's going to move it when we least expect it. If you could count on anything, you could probably count on that, Crypto Crabman. Shout out to you, brother. That's Crypto Crabman. Anyway, shout out to Crypto Crabman. Could you guys hear my fingers touching each other? I'm a crab. I pinch. Shout out to Crypto Crabman. But with all that being said, guys, there we go. Did we tap it yet? No. Come on. Touch it. But anyway, TA is magical, man. It really is amazing. This is why I love TA so much. It's just like magical lines on a screen, but it works somehow. But anyway, shout out to Crabman. Let's see. Shout out to Fitness First Mindset. Said shout out to Frankie, the best YouTuber out there. Shout out to Fitness First Mindset. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate you. And you are the best Fitness First Mindset on earth. Shout out to you. But let's go ahead and continue on. Let's all celebrate Rob's birthday. Shout out to Dark Crash. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. Happy birthday, brother. Could have sworn your birthday just passed, but happy birthday to you anyway. Shout out to you. Bitfrog says TA is sorcery. It is really funny. That is actually like, it does feel like that sometimes. Sometimes it's like, yeah, it's funny. Someone in the premium Discord the other day was like, if Frankie was alive in the 1700s, they'd burn him at the stake for being a wizard. And I'm like, you guys could be wizards too. I mean, we teach it every single day right here and in the premium Discord, but we teach a lot here for free every single weekday at 5:45. Smash that like button for chemistry, bro, in the chat. What is going on, bro? Welcome in. Good to see you, bro. I hope you're doing well. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at those altcoins. Rob, drop them in the chat. Spam them. I mean, spam them like 2 or 3 times, maybe. I don't know. Don't get banned or anything. But spam those altcoins in the chat. Rob the Crypto Snob will count up the votes and let us know what we're looking at. And, yeah, we'll start off with Ethereum or Erythrium, as your grandmother might call it. And what is that? Oh, hang on one second. Let me get to the Super Chats really quickly, guys. I don't want to forget these while you guys are spamming those alts. Shout out to Dave Digital. He has a secret. What's that over there? What's that? Anyway, Dave Digital said he has a secret. Dave, please share with the class. I appreciate the super chat. Retro Mike said, in before Creighton and all his and all his witness. Shout out to Retro Mike. Welcome in. Is Creighton here? Creighton, I hope you're here to defend yourself. Shout out to Retro Mike. Let's see. Demos. I don't know if I said your name right, but he said Velo TA, please. We could try to take a look at Velo. I will write it down right here for you. Let me just grab my pen here. It's Frankie Candle's pen, actually. It's I know you couldn't see that. But I'll try to take a look at Velo for you. Shout out to Demos. Thank you for that super chat. And shout out to Harry Potter for gifting the 50 Frankie Candles membership. We don't have a Harry Potter emoji, so I guess spam the golden emoji in honor of Harry Potter for gifting those 50 Frankie Candles memberships. Unbelievable. Bing bong. Shout out to Harry Potter and Querty for gifting those 5 Frankie Candles memberships. Let's go. You guys are absolutely legendary. I appreciate all the support. Harry Potter 50. Guys, these memberships are not cheap when you buy them in bulk. So shout out to Harry Potter for gifting them to the Mafia. Shout out to Querty and Harry Potter. Thank you guys so much. You guys are wild. JB says, what's POC at? Can't see because of current price. POC is let me pull up. I assume you're talking about the lower range here. This POC is sitting at $61,000, right? The daily naked point of control is at 60. Oh, and there we go. We tapped it. Let's go retap the POC. So between 6150 and 61K is going to be that point of control. So there you go, JB. Hopefully that helps you out. Check out Seat, please. Shout out to his Royal Trades. Shout out to you, brother. He says, Seat, we can try to take a look at Seat for you. No problemo. And Creighton C says, present. Shout out to Creighton C. We got Mark Dutch in here talking big game. Let's go. Shout out to Mark Dutch. But what is going on, Creighton? Thank you for being here. Spam those. There's those golden emojis. Let's go. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and continue on. We'll take a quick look at. You're a beast, Harry. Hagrid voice. Shout out to French Toaster. But let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum, or Erythrium, as your grandmother might call it. And here we are potentially. I'm going to hide this volume profile really quickly. And again, guys, it's probably going to be a little bit of a shorter stream because there's really not much to look at here. But as you can see, Ethereum kind of looking for some kind of a wonked out inverse head and shoulders as well. But not as clean as Bitcoin. I wouldn't even really be looking at it on this, to be quite honest with you. But take a look at the daily. Red dot confirmed. 2-day red dot printing. I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. Like, it doesn't really look super bullish, right? 6-hour money flow crossover into the red. 8-hour money flow coming out. VWAP coming up. This is kind of that same thing I was saying. Like, this would be, remember, to break this up in more simple terms, guys, just remember this. If you're looking at Market Cypher, money flow indicates the long-term trend, and the green and red dots indicate the noise, right? So if price doesn't just move in a straight line, right? Price moves in ups and downs. I don't know why I reversed that. Ups and downs, right? So this would be the green and red dots. Red dot, green dot, red dot, green dot. And then your money flow coming out would indicate the overall trend. The money flow is the longer-term thing that you're looking at. So with that being said, sure, you have a potential green dot looking to print here on the 6-hour. This would maybe make you anticipate a bounce to the upside. I think this is where people get tripped up because it's like, money flow's coming out. Why are you looking for a move up? Because price doesn't move in a straight line, right? That's simply put why. So that green dot would make you anticipate a lackluster bounce to the upside before putting in what? A lower high, before continuing to the downside and continuing your downtrend. By the way, I just looked over to the camera, guys, and reminded myself that our Frankie Candles hats are now in stock, and you can check out frankiecandlestrading.com to order yourself one in all different new colors. Go check them out, and there you go. Quick little public service announcement. But you could get that green dot to expect a lackluster bounce, lower high, and a continuation to the downside. Where would that lower high come in if we did get a bounce here? Well, just naturally, guys, I would look at the Golden Pocket 786 retracement. Either pulled from this high or pulled from this high, right? So these are kind of the two levels of resistance locally that I would be looking at on Ethereum. Go ahead and pull up the short. We'll put that as resistance, and then I will, don't want to just fill this whole box with purple boxes. But, that is how I find these lower highs, right? Pull from the high to the low, find those significant golden pocket 786 retracements, and then these are the zones that I'm not just waiting for price to come up, entering a short, and hoping it goes down, right? That's not how trading works. What I do is I wait for price to come up. I go down to the lower time frames, analyze what price is doing within here. I find those bearish confirmations, and then and only then do I take the position to look for a bigger move down, right? I have to have those confirmations, and if you're curious about what those confirmations I look for are, I will say I did make that tutorial video earlier today. We will be dropping it tomorrow. Now, in that video, I talk about the trading idea. It's a scalp long that we took earlier this morning, but I show you the trading idea, and then I go down to the lower time frames, and I show you exactly what I look at on Lux Algo to look for those entries. And this is a strategy that I use and have been talking about very, very often, which has to do with coming down onto that smart trail and testing it as support before finding a little bit of a higher low entry. And when you get that smart trail, and this is, what is this, the 7 minute? Let me see here. It's not going to be exactly the same on Ethereum, but essentially what I do is I wait for price to come up, and I'll go over the whole thing in the tutorial, obviously. But basically, I show you how to find sniper entries on a retracement as price comes back into this smart trail, and that is where that long position was taken. Actually, I'll pull up Bitcoin real quick just to kind of show you guys. I'll tease it a little bit here. Let me go ahead and hide that range, and then I will come on over to the 10-minute. That is where I took my entry at, and it was on this little move up right here. And this is exactly how you can long in a downtrend, right? You just have to understand that that long is likely not going to last very long, no pun intended, but there is plenty of money to be made there, as it is at least a 1% move. It's all I really need with the capitals or the position sizes that I use. But simply put, what in simple terms, what I look for here, and again, stay tuned for that tutorial tomorrow. What we wait for is a push to the upside and then a retracement into a golden pocket 786 retracement level that has the blue smart trail, or green if you're using the default colors. If you have that smart trail flying right through that golden pocket 786 retracement, this is a beautiful place to look for an entry, in my opinion. This is literally what I use to enter that little scalp long. And again, I'll break down the whole trade for you guys in the tutorial tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that. Make sure you're sub to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you know exactly when we upload it. It's a super saucy video, and I go over a few more features of Lux Algo that really helps me find those actual confirmations that I use to physically enter the trade. And I just couldn't think of a better way to kind of show you guys that other than like a real trade that I was in at the moment of filming. So hopefully you guys enjoy that tomorrow. And shout out to Lux Algo. If you guys are interested in their indicators, go ahead and check the link in the description down below. And they have 30-day money back guarantees, which is super cool. I really wish they had that when I was learning how to trade. I would have tried every single indicator. But anyway, back to Ethereum here, let's turn off the indicators just to make things pretty here. But, same thing as yesterday, guys. Not too much that we're looking at. We're simply bing-bonging around this range. If we lose this range, the levels to the downside still remain the same from what we've been looking at for weeks, and it is going to be that daily level sitting right here at $64,042. Did I say 64,000? Why did I say that? $2,642. Guys, Ethereum's at 64K. Did I really say 64? Unbelievable. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. Thank you for getting those altcoins ready. Let's go. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob as my seat decides to, somebody already pinned the message. Shout out to Tony D. And then shout out to Chemistry Bro, said alts are locked in. WTF is Seat. Seat is an altcoin that was made after my computer chair that completely sinks down constantly, as you guys can see. So shout out to Seat. I have a feeling it's a meme coin or something, so we're probably not going to be able to find the chart for it. With the newer coins, guys, especially the meme coins, like to pull coin. Oh my God, the Seat is brutal right now. If we can't find one on TradingView, it usually means that you have to go to like Dex Tools or whatever to go find the chart, which means that it's probably a meme coin, which means that it's like, doesn't mean it's a meme coin, but very likely it's a meme coin, which means it's probably new, which means there's probably not a lot of price action, which means that you can't really do legitimate technical analysis on it. So if I can't find any charts for any of those altcoins, I will just swap them out for something else. But either way, if we simply are just still within our range here, guys. If we get the bounce from that value area low, I would just be careful of these two Fibonacci retracement what is going on? What just happened? There we go. I would just be careful of these two Fibonacci retracement levels. One sitting right here around 31.15, and then the lower one, which you really probably should keep an eye on, getting closer to about $3,054 starting the retracement. So those are the two zones I would look at if we are going to put that lower high in and continue a move down. It's probably going to be on those levels, right? But other than that, you know, same thing on Ethereum that we've been looking at for quite some time, right? Money flow looks pretty bearish. Same thing on Bitcoin. You know, the charts are potentially pointing to get a move, maybe all the way down to this daily at 26.42, which again, everybody and their grandma would be calling for, like, oh my God, it's all over. We're going to zero. Somebody help me. Where I am simply buying more ETH. I will say this, guys. You know, it's okay, right? And for me, right? I'm not talking about for you. For me, it's okay for me to buy a dip and then price dips a little bit more. I think a lot of people get too caught up trying to. Shout out to Coin Watcher, said not enough data on seat. I fear for T. Hey, shout out to Coin Watcher. But you know, it's for me, right? It's okay. Like, I think people get too caught up in like buying the exact bottom and like getting caught up in like, oh man, I'm going to wait for it to dip. Like, I don't think this is the bottom. I'm not going to buy, right? This is where people get chopped up. This is where people lose a lot of their money, because oftentimes if you're not an experienced trader, if you have not been in these markets for multiple years or trading for a long time, you literally get caught on the opposite end of ping pong, right? It's literally like, oh my God, buy, we're breaking out. Oh wait, no, I was wrong. Sell. Oh, no, wait, I was wrong. Buy. Oh, wait, no, I was wrong. Sell. And you're like literally just losing all of your money. And if you're new, right, if you're new to crypto, or even if you're not new to crypto, you remember when you went through this part of your, you know, crypto journey, right? I went through this as well, you know, just getting caught on the wrong side of ping pong. It's part of the thing that got me, you know, into seriously learning how to trade these markets. And even in stocks, it's like, you know, I've been learning TA for a very, very long time, but getting caught on the opposite end, right? Those emotions, it doesn't matter how good you are at TA, those emotions still creep in. And that's why I say, like, don't focus too much on sniping the actual bottom, especially for your long-term buys. For me, not for you. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just going to get a shirt that says not a financial advisor. But the, you know, the... you're going to get chopped up if you try to do that, right? Like, if I bought ETH right here and then we dump down to the daily, I would buy a little bit more. Right? And then we dump back down to this zone, I would buy a little bit more, right? As long as I was still bullish in the long term, that's okay to split your buys up into percentages. Don't dump your whole bag in at one price, right? Because then if it does dump, you know, if you have that extra dry powder, it makes it way less painful to buy that extra tip when it comes, when or if it comes, right? So there you go. We lose this range, to be quite honest with you. Pulling up that VPVR, not much here, right? We have a little level here at 28.31 that we bounced off of right here. But other than that, pretty decent gap here all the way down to that daily level, again, at 26.42, which is your next key level of support. And the only place that I'd be interested in taking a scalp long other than this value area low. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at on Ethereum. Nothing really that new. Kind of boring today. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. Yeah, shout out to Bo, says, losing money is such a good teacher. Absolutely. It is the best teacher, right? It's, trust me, I had to lose a lot of money, and then I didn't learn my lesson. And then I lost more money. And then I didn't learn my lesson. And then I lost more money, didn't learn the lesson, lost more money, didn't learn the lesson. I am the guy that has to touch the hot stove 100 times before I decide to change something. I'm a thick-headed Italian, guys. It's like, no. Trust me, I'm different. I'll figure this out, right? I'm Frankie the Bull. You know what I'm saying? I'll figure out how to make money trading with 100x leverage. I don't care. I could gamble my way to a billionaire. And then I had to learn that lesson very, very hard. Like a lot of people out here are going to wind up doing, right? Sometimes it's just part of the journey. But yeah, it is a good teacher, right? And then eventually you'll get hurt enough where you're like, oh, okay, maybe I'll do something different now. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here. Yeah, demo trading helps a lot. I always recommend, especially if you guys are not looking to leverage, if you guys are new to the market, I would not recommend that you start off leverage trading. It's much better to like start off nice and slow, and definitely starting with a demo account is key in my opinion, right? Like it doesn't quite get you that full experience. Shout out to Bo says that's why I buy Theta, but demo trading doesn't give you the full effect of trading because you don't really have those emotions tied to real money, but that's okay, right? It's not useless because you can get familiar with the exchange that you're trading on. Femex has an amazing paper trading or mock trading setup. So if you guys are interested in that, check out Femex. Link in the description down below if you guys want to use our affiliate. We will get a kickback, but usually get deals. If you do wind up trading, you'll get some kind of a bonus deposit or something like that. But they have great free, or don't use the link. It doesn't matter to me. But I highly recommend them for your mock trading. They have a beautiful, beautiful platform for that. And it gets you familiar with the actual platform. Like, what do the buttons do? What is 100x leverage like? Let me try to put 100x leverage trade in without risking my own money. And then eventually you're going to have to add your own money. And then, those emotions will creep up and you'll definitely start to get the real experience of trading. Shout out to Mrs. Candles. Just started her first demo account this weekend. So, well, I don't know if it's her first demo account, but it's her first attempt in a while. So anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here, guys. And I paper traded for a little while. Yeah, Bo Body. So did I. I actually got my first simulated trading account when I was a junior in high school, and it was a stock account. I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea what I was even looking at on the chart, but I just figured it was like when iPhone apps were like first becoming a thing. I downloaded some stock market demo simulator, and I started buying and selling stocks. I was making fake money, losing fake money. I didn't know what I was doing right or wrong. That's kind of what got me started, like actually learning how to read the charts. I want to be clear. I was like not some like savant stock trader in high school, but it's definitely where I got my first kind of chops. So with that being said, let's go ahead and continue on here, guys, and take a look at Arrow, which is our next altcoin here. Let's go ahead and pull up that Coinbase chart, and let's go ahead and check it out. Let's see. Whew. All right, let's go ahead and see. Bada boom, bada bing. Was that? Shout out to Creighton C. Thank you for the super chat, bro. Was the hot stove thing a metaphor for how you got Mrs. Candles? I just pretended it was. Shout out to Creighton C. Yeah, I was like, hey, you're pretty, and she bit me. And I was like, oh God, hey, you're pretty. She smacked me in the face. She kicked me. She did everything, and then eventually, I brought her some flowers, and she was like, hey, you're kind of nice, and I won her over, guys. I won her over, and now I get to sniff those hands anytime I want. Speaking of Mrs. Candles, by the way, guys, when I do my live stream, she naps. She naps on the floor. Oh God, that's her foot. Oh, God, that's her foot. I thought that was going to be her hand. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. Taking a look at Arrow. And here we are. This is an extended volume profile. Okay, I was going to say, that's not a range I would pull, but this is. So we can probably start fresh here. Obviously, we have lost this volume profile. I'm just going to start fresh here. This is pretty old. But let's go ahead. Take a look at the daily VWAP, or money flow coming to the downside, right? Like, yeah, guys, this is not what you necessarily want to see for another gigantic move to the upside, right? And now, to be honest, to be fair, no, not that the altcoins can't rip more, right? Like, if this bull run's going to be a full bull run, these things are likely to rip much, much more. But I do just want to point out here, we have gotten a massive rip to the upside here on Aerodome. And this is not even really that significant of a pullback, right? So there could be further to go down here, especially with your money flow on the daily looking like this. Now, we are limited a little bit on the information that we have here as far as price action. However, the daily money flow does not look great. Red dot confirmed, and I will pull up the key levels here in just a second. Let's take a look at the 4-hour. Yeah, 4-hour money flow is just kind of chopped up. Technically, it's coming up, but it is kind of just choppy. Take a look at the 2-hour. Yeah, just money flow's all chopped up. It's pretty ugly, right? Like, look at this money flow. Like, this is almost like untradeable. Like, this is not what you want your money flow to look like, right? You want your money flow to be nice and smooth. It comes into the red, goes into the green, comes into the red, goes into the green, right? Not like this, right? That is choppy money flow. This is not something I would be trading. At least on the short term, or using that 1-hour money flow, definitely not, right? Like, we're getting a double green dot here, but like, look at your money flow, right? Not necessarily what you want to see. Now, you are putting in some bullish divergences here. I will say that. Not really anything I would be interested in, though, to be quite honest with you. So, with that being said, I'm going to give you the key levels here because indicators are kind of chopped up, to be quite honest. So let me go ahead and pull up those naked points of control. We'll pull up to the weekly. Mark them out here. We almost tapped this one right here. I'll mark this. Weekly MPOC. We have another one sitting right here, another weekly MPOC. And then I will go ahead and come on down to the daily, try to find some more local stuff. Daily MPOC sitting right here. Change that to daily. And then I will also bring one down here. Bada bing. And this one, you got a daily and a weekly. So if we come back here, pull up the VPVR, bada boom, turn off these levels, turn off the value area, high value area, low POC, and let's take a look here. Come on. There we go. So for the most part, I would say, in my own personal opinion, see if I can pull this fib from right here to the high. Bada boom, right? And then let me see if I can pull, is that the value area low? Potentially. Close to it. Let me just experimenting here with our range real quick. Okay, so what I would be looking at here, this, in my opinion, is a pretty key level of support. You have actually pretty nice confluence sitting here at about, let me turn that blue for support. Come on. Bada boom. Come on. I wanted it blue, not neutral. Are you kidding me? Oh, my God. Click the right button, candles. Here we go. There we go. So here we are, right? 786, daily naked point of control, weekly naked point of control. Nice confluence sitting down here, guys. And then this daily naked point of control is worth looking at, but to be quite honest with you, we did front run this 786. Let me see. Yeah. So I would say this. We front ran this 786, but once we lose this daily naked point of control or even just this golden pocket, I think if we get a move down here, this would be like the next significant level I'd be interested in. Coming in at about 80 cents. This would be that next significant level I'd be interested in. Other than that, I mean, your next real zone of support, and you can see this visualized by the volume profile, right, guys? Like little high volume node, bigger high volume node, bigger high volume node, biggest high volume node, right? Like the bigger these are, typically the stronger the area is as support. But very interesting that this is a high volume node here. But this is, this is what I'd be looking at. I mean, all the way until you get back down to 52 cents, this is your next key level, my own personal opinion. Other than that, this is a no trade coin for me. Indicators are just way too chopped up, no clear signals. And then key resistance, in my own personal opinion. Whoops, I'll have to pull that to a different candle. But yeah, your key level of resistance, in my opinion, would be this golden pocket, 786, weekly naked point of control confluence. Those are the stronger levels, in my opinion, but you do have a daily naked MPOC sitting right here as well. So those are the key levels I'd be looking at. This is a wonked out chart, not something I'd be interested in trading right now. But if I was interested in buying this long term, I would look for a move down to this level and then potentially even a move down to this high volume node or this high volume node or this high volume node, right? I don't think we're going to get back down here, to be honest with you. So that is the level I'd be watching at about 80 cents. Lose 80 cents, probably pretty likely that you come into the 50s, where you have this nice little range sitting here. I wouldn't say nice range. That's a little bit of a stretch. This is definitely not a pretty range. But you do have this little volume profile. High, respected, back into the range. Low, respected, back into the range. High, respected, back into the range. So, this will be kind of a whole zone of support once we get down there. And that is what I'd be looking at on Air Row Dome. There you go. Bada boom. Feel free to screenshot those levels. So let's go ahead and move on. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to John Vucci. He said all your trades will get liquidated unless you smash that dang like button. John Vucci said it, not me. My paisan said it. It wasn't even coming from Frankie Candles. Smash up that like button, guys. We got 550 likes. I don't know. I'll bring the goat on stream, and I'll hold up my pet baby goat for you guys, and I'll try to get him to be like in the mic. Blah! In the mic. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. Let's see. Okay, let's go ahead and check it out. Shout out to B, says Matic. Maybe we will have time to take a look at Matic. We got Doge next, Sui next, and you know what? Let's see. Velo. I'm assuming the other ones that we got. Velo's. I'm assuming the other coin that we got is probably a scam coin. I could be wrong about that, but I'm just assuming. I just saw a bunch of chats get hidden, so I assume it was people chilling that coin. But we can add Matic to the list. I'll add it for you, my brother. Shout out to B. Let's go. But let's take a look here. Let's dive into Dogecoin really quickly here. Bada boom. Okay, so pretty nice here on Doge. Levels are still have not been tapped, so we do have, our TA remains somewhat valid here. Could you get that little head and shoulders formation? Potentially, right? Get some kind of a measured move like this. I would not recommend you draw your measured moves like this. Brings you back up to the recent highs at 22 cents. Not too shabby, But key level of support, which we are pretty quickly on our way to, is going to be sitting at the value area low, sitting at 13 cents, almost 14 cents. And let me go ahead and pull our Fibonacci retracement. Bada boom. Whoops. Bada boom. Yeah, beautiful confluence here on that golden pocket. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to yeet up to $1 million as we hit that level, but it could be a scalpable opportunity, right? Definitely support of some kind. 786 sitting just below at about 13 cents. But the real question I think most people have is like, hey, if this dump continues and we get a bigger move down, where's that next key level that we're going to be looking at? Well, we do have this daily naked point of control sitting at 0.09860, or 0, as some people say. But yeah, about 9, almost 10 cents. You do have that daily naked point of control, and I would actually look at this as somewhat of a zone, just simply because we have that daily naked point of control as well as this whole high volume node. So this will definitely be a zone I'd be interested in a bounce at, right? Whether I'm looking for scalp longs, swing longs, obviously I would have to analyze the chart as we hit the level, but this would definitely be somewhat significant in my opinion. So take a look at the daily. Bada boom, bada bing. Go ahead and hide. Actually, I don't need to hide the VPVR just yet. But let's zoom in here. And yeah, you can see this daily naked point of control is right on top of your macro, or I guess we could call it macro, but your bear market value area high, right? Because what happened here, we started a bear market range, right? Bada boom, bada bing. Come down into the bear market, boo, bear market range, fake out, back into the bear market range. Finally, we got the breakout. Shout out to anybody who was following the channel at this point. We literally looked for this like the day before it ripped up to the value area low, which was our exact target. And now we're just kind of bing-bonging around against that upper value area, right? So, in my opinion, there is reason not only to look for support here, but there's also reason to, let me just change this color really quick. Where are we? Neutral. So, sometimes when you get an aggressive breakout like this, guys, and you leave a value area, sometimes price will come back down and tap that value area before getting a bigger move up, right? But Dogecoin has basically been in this kind of situation where we have two ranges stacked up on top of each other. Actually, if I get rid of this local range, I'll just delete these temporarily. Essentially what just happened here, very simply put, broke out of the bear market range, hit our head on the macro range low, couldn't get accepted back in, and we got rejected. So if we continue down, this is going to be the next real significant logical place for price to go, in my opinion. But to the upside, it's pretty simple, right? You get above this value area low at 17, 18 cents, hold it as support. That's where you get the move to the POC and potentially the value area high. Very simply put. But we're just kind of playing this boring 2-month game of sideways, which could be gearing us up for another big move up. And maybe we want to wash out one more time before that happens, right? Nothing really too crazy. Other than that, like, we've been in the same situation on Dogecoin since 75 days, right? Like literally since bear with me here. February 20. Why was that just saying? Oh, it said March. Why did I think that say May? I was like, what is up with that? February 20 of this year, obviously. Nothing's really been happening. We're just kind of range bound. Super boring. So there you go. Not really much else to look at on Dogecoin. Daily red dot is printing. Money flow crossing over into the red. Looks exactly like Bitcoin. I'm not going to spend the time to go over it. It looks identical. So just beware of that money flow. Let's see. Bada boom. Yeah, and remember, any of these altcoins, most of the altcoins, right? Sure, you get the outliers that run by themselves or kind of just move according to their own plan. But all of this is because I see shout out to Dan Ludwig is like, we're not getting anything until Bitcoin moves. Absolutely, right? This is obviously going to be tied to what Bitcoin does, right? If Bitcoin's not ripping, though, it's going to be real hard for Dogecoin to just rip out of nowhere unless Musk Daddy comes up with a nice little tweet or something. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on and check this out. Let's go ahead and check out our next altcoin, which is going to be SEEP, or SUI, as some people say. Let's go ahead. Shout out to Daddy Wellness on TikTok, which has now been deleted from my phone. Shout out to Mrs. Candles, who just deletes TikTok off my phone every time she gets my phone because she says I'm addicted to it. I'm not addicted to it. I don't even use it. SEEP. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here and take a look at SUI. Let's take a look at it on Coinbase. So yeah, very simply put, I'm going to mark out the naked points of control for you guys real quick. Monthly level sitting right here at $1.21. That is a monthly MPOC. We have a weekly MPOC sitting at almost the highs here. And that is a weekly. Bada boom. And then let me see here. Let's pull up a daily, try to get some more relevant lower time frame levels. You have a daily level of resistance right here. We'll label that daily. And then you also have a daily MPOC sitting right here. And we'll turn that off. Pull the volume profile, which I would pull right here. And then let's pull, I want to also pull some Fibonacci levels, which we're probably hitting right now. There you go. 786 may get lost here. But this is somewhat sound, in my opinion. Let me go ahead and mark out the value area right quick. Bada boom. You have your value area high, your POC, your value area low. So here we are, right? This is the chart that I would be looking at if I only had like 30 seconds to mark it up. This is what I'd be looking at to give me a little bit of context of what's going on here, right? Very clearly, we had a nice little range happening right here, nice little balanced volume profile. We slipped it. We got that bounce to the upside to put in a lower high before coming back down. So, I mean, I can almost guarantee you, right, based off of the way everything else looks, if we pull up that money flow, it's coming out on the daily, right? Fresh red dot printing, money flow coming out not only, in general, but also locally here. Pretty harsh dump here. Whoop, coming straight out. That is as bearish as money flow gets. Doesn't mean you're going to zero, but that's about as straight down as it goes. But with that being said, if we wind up, I mean, it's a shame too, because, yeah, this could be nice if you wind up getting a bullish divergence here, right? And then it's going to be hard. This is very likely to get invalidated if that red dot stays there. But if you put in this lower low on price and a higher low on your momentum waves here, and you get that nice daily bull div, which again is likely to get invalidated because there's a red dot printing. But once another green dot prints and confirms a bullish divergence here on that 786, that would be a case to potentially get a move up, but I would not have high hopes for that based off money flow and that fresh red dot on the daily. So definitely not looking for that to really play out, to be quite honest with you. Fresh 2-day red dot. I mean, this is bearish, right? Doesn't mean you can't bounce out of nowhere, but I mean, this is just binarily bearish. Money flow's coming out, fresh red dot printing. You are a little bit overbought here, oversold here as well. So your key level right now is this 786 sitting at $1.01. You can't hold this, then you are likely going to get a bigger move down. And in my opinion, that next key levels, that daily naked point of control at 80 cents. Actually pretty sound, pretty clear TA here, right? It's like, this is like actually, sometimes some of the charts are just chopped up. This one's not as chopped up. Doesn't look bullish, but it's a little clearer on what's going on here, right? Like this looks pretty bearish. So if you lose that 786, you're also doing what, right? You're also breaking into this somewhat of a low volume gap, bringing you all the way down to that daily naked point of control / high volume node sitting at around between 82 and 80 cents, right? So if I go ahead and draw this out from like this shelf of volume here, I would look at this as your next key zone of support, right? So if you do not get that daily bull div, which I would probably put low probability on, and it doesn't give you a bounce, I would definitely be looking for a bigger move down to this blue box down here. Once again, sitting between 87 and 80 cents. And then to the upside, key resistance is clearly I mean, hopefully this is clear for a lot of people. Now, I don't know when this candle's going to stop dumping, but if it stops here, right, which I don't know if it is, your retracement is not really confluent with anything, so I wouldn't really pay too much attention to that. But I would pay attention maybe to the fib pulled from this little low, high right here to the low, as we have this cluster of consolidation, of confluence between the monthly naked point of control, 786 Fibonacci retracement level, value area low, and golden pocket retracement. This is going to be a pretty significant level of resistance as well. So if you come back up here, boom, that could be a place to look for a short on a lower high to maybe if you don't get the move down to here first and you get a retracement, I would be very, very cautious on this daily naked point of control at $1.11. If you get above that, I'd be very cautious within this zone of resistance here for a lower high and a bigger move down to our key level. So there you go. This is simply what I'd be looking at on SUI or SIP. And that's it, right? That's what I'm looking for. So let's go ahead and jump on in to Matic. Let's go ahead and jump on into Matic. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. So here we are. Finally, lost our, here we are at this little scam. We actually looked at this, I believe, on yesterday's Frankie fake out. But yeah, kind of like a rising wedge that broke up and then faked out, came back down, and now we are completely coming down here. So let me go ahead and break down these key levels and zones for you guys. And again, looking quite similar to Bitcoin with the fresh red dot confirmed. Money flow, excuse me, money flow coming out on the daily. Somewhat bearish in my opinion. 2-day red dot is printing. So with that being said, I will say, this red dot likely to give you a bigger pull to the downside, to be quite honest with you. Now we do have a kind of hard to say, to be honest, right? Let me go ahead and get rid of this. We have our volume profile sitting right up here. So unless we can get back above this value area low sitting at 75 cents, hold it as support, get a move to the POC value area high, which I think is probably a little less likely to happen. We have no divergences down here or anything, at least on the higher time frames. And that fresh red dot on the 2-day is a little bit more of a bearish sign than anything. So if we put a lower low in on price here, you could look, it does look like a market cipher B might set up for a nice bull div on the 2-day, which might be the signal to look for our next big move up on Matic, but it's going to take some time for that to form, right? It's not something that we're seeing on the chart right now. I'm just trying to front run the idea in case it presents itself, we can be ready for it, right? So that's basically what I'd be looking at here on Matic for the most part. Other than that, guys, I really don't want to beat a dead horse here. There's not... Everything looks the same. I know we got a little bit of a drop down here, but other than that, everything is kind of just stuck in this boring sideways price action for the past 2 months. Luckily, once you start ranging around for 2 months or so, it's usually when a move happens, whether it's a big dump or a big pump. Charts are pointing to the downside for sure. Unless we get that fake out on the daily money flow for all of these coins, it is going to be a little bit more likely, in my opinion, to get that move down. But you have to be ready for the unexpected, especially in crypto, guys, as it moves quick when it does decide to move. I always say when Bitcoin is sleeping, sometimes you don't want to poke it with a stick too much because it does wake up and rear its ugly head, whether that's to the upside or the downside. But with all that being said, guys, I think that's all the time I got for today's live stream. Hopefully we could get a move here sometime soon so we can get something to happen here and I can have something else to talk about on this live stream other than the same dang price action that we look at every single day. Shout out to Dave Digital, said, nope, wifey, a Dutch oven is a Dutch oven everywhere. Wick can show you later. Is a Dutch oven any different than like an American oven? Or don't they're just like boxes that get really hot, aren't they? Just like square, like just cubes that get really hot. What is I don't understand. But anyway, shout out to Dave Digital. But with all that being said, guys, I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. I will see you guys tomorrow, same place, same time, right here, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget to check out FrankieCandlesTrading.com if you guys want to check out the new hats or sign up for any of the exchanges that I use to trade, or you're looking to get into any of the indicators that I use. Check it out. It's all on FrankieCandlesTrading.com. We tried hard to consolidate everything into that one place. So you can just go to FrankieCandlesTrading.com, find everything, access to the premium Discord, the free Discord, everything is over there. So go check it out. And with all that being said, that's all the time we got for tonight. I will see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time. You know the rest. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the is it? They should have had them two bells ready. Space shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up from my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
Well, all right, guys. Let's go ahead. I saw a bunch of people looking for Ren. Shout out to whoever was asking for Ren. Let's go ahead and take a look at this dang thing. This is kind of a scary wick, to be honest with you. But pretty simple breakdown here, guys. I will say, obviously, we had our 2021 top up here. And this is typically where I will mark out these upper value area ranges as big targets for when this thing, or if this thing ever does break back out. You have to understand, not all altcoins that pumped last cycle will wind up pumping this cycle. This is a coin, full disclosure. I own this coin, right? And I am actively buying it. But it's an interoperability play with like a little spice of privacy. So it is an interesting project, in my opinion. I don't have time to go over all of it right now. However, this is a much lower market cap coin, and we are now back down to the value area low of this bear market range. And in my own personal opinion, right, I'm not telling anybody to buy this. This is not financial advice. You cannot just buy something that someone else buys and expect to make money. But I will say this: I am just for because I'm sure people are interested. I am buying this, right? I bought a little bit. I don't know exactly where, but I've already owned a little bit of this, and I will be buying on the way down. It's a lower market cap coin, so if this thing decides to pump, it really could start to move pretty quickly. But we're at the value area low of the bear market range. Now, money flow does not look that good, but unless we see all the altcoins start making lower lows, I'm not really that concerned, to be quite honest with you, right? Like, I'm just looking to pick this up for cheap. Now, this isn't something that I have like $100,000 in. It's one of my smaller bags, but it is lower market cap, right? Like, if I look it up right now, let me pull up coin market cap real quick. If I take a look at the market cap, I haven't looked at it in a minute. It's probably different now. It might be even lower now. But let me go ahead and check it here on, let's see. Sorry, my computer's fist fighting Google Chrome right now. But yeah, so let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Market cap $59 million is that market cap. So it is a little bit lower market cap. And so if this thing pumps, it could pump very hard. But yeah, we're at the value area low. We can go ahead and pull some fibs here. Let's come up to the weekly time frame to get a little bit more of a macro view. I will pull from the low all the way to the high here. Yeah, we are sitting right on this key level of support. Now, I will say, like I said, this is a riskier play as it is a smaller market cap. It's not like super like super degen or anything like that. It is a legitimate project. And again, it has pumped before. Doesn't guarantee it'll pump again. But that is, let me make this blue, right? So once we start losing this level, like maybe that gets a little worrisome. But other than that, we are sitting at the lows here. I would not just be panic shorting this at this moment. Daily money flow now just crossing over into the red. So yeah, it doesn't look bullish. It looks just as bearish as everything else. But how much lower can we go? I guess the answer is as low as this thing wants. But yeah, I mean, key level of support, once we start losing the not value area low, but I would really say unless we wind up losing like this level here, right? Let me just pull the volume profile here. Once we start losing this level here at 0.043491, that would be the alarming thing in my opinion. If we deviate below this volume profile, hey, this could go to zero, right? I get all that money I put in could go to zero, but if we come back down here, I may pick up some extra bags of this thing for super cheap because, again, it is a lower market cap. So if this thing decides to pump, it could wind up pumping super, super, super hard with a $50 million market cap. So with all that being said, guys, I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. Just wanted to, I saw a few people asking about Ren, so I just wanted to cover that real quick. But with all that being said, guys, that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. I appreciate every single one of you guys. I do not just say that. I genuinely mean it. I will see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time. Check out FrankieCandlesTrading.com. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, like, yeah, you about to see me on demand, like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the roll, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it